Okay guys, we're going to do the next tutorial. This should be the final tutorial for the backboards and shelf for your bud vase. So, file, open, and you have recent things, recent projects you've worked on. Okay, that I can do, just click on that here and it will open up the assembly. And we're going to adapt the shelf now. So, just like we did before, right click on it, open part and position. It doesn't really matter, you can open part or open part and position. And then we're going to change the sketch. So remember, right click, edit sketch. Now I'm not looking straight on top of that, so if you want to look straight on top of that, go to Control 5 on your keyboard, hold Control down, press 5, and you'll get the top view looking down. Now, this is a similar design to the backboards that you saw me do. So I've got my sketches to add, and I'll just run through this. And I've got a curve to put in as well, so I'll just put a curve in as well at the same time. First point, second point, and then the last point is a tangent point. It doesn't really matter where you go on this line, it's going to give you that. If you've kept those two lines here and here level, and you go in the middle, that's got to be the centre. And I'll use my smart dimension tools. So get into these good habits, guys, using your smart dimension tools, getting the basic shapes drawn, but using your smart dimension tools to give it that level of accuracy that all drawings need. If you're going to manufacture something, it needs to be done accurately. Okay, designers don't just wing it. Not the good ones anyway. And it's a symmetrical component, so I'm just making them the same size. Okay. And my curve that's on the front here. Smart dimension that. And smart dimension this. Just make sure that you do choose a line and a point. If it's a point and a point, it's not going to give you an accurate dimension. Okay, and that's my basic curve. Nothing else to change there. All I have to do is just take out bits that I don't need. And I've got the blue profile, which means that that is okay. So I've done my trim entities. I can exit the sketch. Press Control 7 on my keyboard, and there's the shelf done. Now, if you have a rebate to take out of this, so a lot of the guys in the class did a rebate, and then the plastic slides into that rebate. And I'm going to do that cut just now. So this is where it gets different. So far we just did an extruded boss base. This time we're going to do an extruded cut. So I'm going to choose extruded cut from the menu, from the features menu. And it's asking you this yellow dialog box here, which surface do you want to sketch on the bottom? I want to sketch on this top surface here. And again, I'll go to Control 5. Now that I've got that surface, I'm going to draw in where the slot is. Now, the slot on my one goes all the way across, so I'm going to draw that. And again, I'm not too worried about its placement yet. And I've got a smart dimension, so I can dimension it. Let's zoom in as well, because I don't want that midpoint, remember, we just want off to the side of that. Just make sure your smart dimension is selected. And the thickness of the plastic is 3 millimeters. and the distance. So I've measured my drawing distance from there to there is 30. Now I'll just go back into the 3/4 view, Control 7 just to see this before I do this feature. I've got the smart dimensions, I've got the size I want, I've got this placement. It's outside the edges because the slit runs all the way through here. All I have to do is just exit the sketch. And then I need to tell it how deep I want this cut to be. So at the moment, if you look at the dialog box, it's going down 10, and that's actually what I want. So this total thickness is 15, and then down 10. Click OK, and that's the slot ready for the plastic to go in. If you're not happy with it, you can go back in, right click on the first icon, and then just change that. And you can go back into the dialog box and change it. Okay, so anytime you make a mistake, you can go back in and you can change what you don't like about it. So there's my slot. And I also had the test tube to put in here. So we'll do that as an extruded cut as well. Just gives you another chance to try that out. So if you can all do that. So extruded cut. Again, it's asking me which surface. I select this surface. I want to view straight down the top. That's Control 5. I'm going to use the circle tool to take the hole out for the test tube. And I'm going to say that it's on that line. And I'm just drawing a circle. We use the Smart Dimension tool, and the diameter of this circle for the test tube is going to be 25. Just type that in, OK it, and we'll just have a look at that. Yeah, and that's about the right kind of placement I was looking for. If you want to be precise, you can Smart Dimension. Now you can Smart Dimension from any edge basically. So I can go from, there's an edge, there's a center, and I can put in that distance. So measure your model, put in your sizes, and I'll go to exit sketch. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to remember the last dimension I put in. Okay, so that was 10. Just go to Control 7 just to see. And that's not going to go all the way through, you see. So you've got a couple of options here. You can put in the actual size. Okay, and that will go all the way through. Or instead of that one, instead of just saying blind, you can do it through all. Okay, you've got lots of options. When you get more complex models, you've got lots of different things you can select here. So through all, and whatever your thickness is, it will take it all the way through. Okay, and then just tick it. And that's the tutorial for shelf done. Now you guys will have different designs, okay, but the processes are going to be the same. Yeah. Changing your lines, trimming out what you don't want, putting in separate cuts for slots, or taking out the bit for the test tube. And then all you have to do is save it. You can exit at that point. This is going to take me back to my assembly model. There you go, there's my model updated. Now obviously we've still got things like the secondary function and the backboard to do. Okay, but that gives you the basics of doing the backboards and the shelf.